Okay, what we have here is a spigot that was accidentally removed from its pipe, and without that, of course, you can't run any water, at least through the pipe, because it'll just go straight out. This is a non-threaded pipe, and if you look at the inside here, it is non-threaded as well. So how do you get the proper seal so that A, it stays on, and B, it doesn't leak? Well, it's quite simple, folks. You go to your local hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, and you'll need a blowtorch. Safety glasses are always a good idea. You definitely need sandpaper because you're going to have to clean out any debris on the pipes. Gloves are a nice touch. And a soldering kit that will include the solder and the resin. And I'll show you how to apply each one of these, starting with preparing or prepping the pipe itself. Okay, now what I've done is I've taken the sandpaper that I've used. It's a wire type sandpaper, but it's going to do the job for us. I've rolled it up a little tightly, as you can see. It's very simple to do. And I'm going to place this inside of the hole so that we can clean this out. Alright, so now it's inside the pipe, so we can clean the area we need to clean. And it's very simple. Can't do this with one hand, but you'll twist the sandpaper around and clean out the inside, removing any loose debris. And get it nice and clean. Sandpaper expands. Wire like this is going to expand. And you just want to make certain that you get anything that's in there out. Now you can see there's some residue there, and you can look inside of our pipe. You see it's much cleaner on the inside than it was when we started. Alright, next we're going to come over here. We're going to repeat the same process, except we're going to do this outside pipe. So we're going to wrap it around as much of it as we can. You can use gloves with this, but sometimes you just need the touch of the natural hand to be able to determine that you're actually making contact. Now, we've already tried to seal this up yesterday, so that's why there's some solder on it right now. But there was water inside this pipe here. So what we did was we tore up some strips of a old t-shirt and stuffed them down inside there, making sure to leave the long end out. And we stuffed that in a couple of times overnight. And now the pipe is completely dry. Yesterday when we tried this, the pipe was shooting out steam. It was like a volcano with steam coming out of it. And that's because the blowtorch, which, by the way, boys and girls, is not a toy. You let mom or dad use that. Heats this thing, I'm sure, well over 600 degrees. It is a blue flame that you're going to use on this. And this is going to be a really simple process to attach this pipe so that we won't have any future problems. So next we're going to coat this with resin. Okay, I've opened up the kit, and to my surprise there was actually some sandpaper in there, so this is a pretty good kit. I've opened up the resin, which you see here, and I guarantee you, unless you're soldering pipes every weekend, you'll probably never go through this. So, but it's a good thing to have. So you want to liberally apply that resin to the pipe. First the outside. Okay. You want to get it on the outside of the pipe. So This resin needs to be coated entirely. So generously apply that. In the process, the blowtorch allows the resin to disperse the solder evenly and uniformly around the fitting. And this is what you want. Next, you want to get the inside and repeat the same process with the interior here. Again, we're going to coat this with resin before we begin our process. Alright, so hold on. Okay, I've now coated the interior here with the resin as well as the exterior of the pipe. So now we're ready to place it on. Now you can see there's some play there, and that's deliberate. Oh, one thing. Make you want to face the nozzle down. Otherwise, well, let's put it this way. Face full of water. Not a good thing. Alright, now we're ready to begin our soldering operation, so we're going to be using the blowtorch here. Okay, well, as you can see, I have the blowtorch. I have my solder. And what we're going to do is we're going to heat this up really hot and then take this solder and touch it between the joint. And the heat, when metal heats up, it expands. When it cools down, it contracts. So what's going to happen is this solder is going to get drawn into the joint here, and it should be uniform all the way around. And then as this cools, it's going to expand, and with the addition of the solder in there, we should have a watertight seal. And unfortunately, I can't photograph this and use the blowtorch and the solder. It's kind of a two-handed operation, but I'll try to rig something up so you can see it actually go down. So hang on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back in action here, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I already have my solder unwound to a length I can work with. You're not going to put very much in there, but you do need to place it in there pretty good. Alright. As you can see right now, this guy's still pretty loose, but when we're done, it should be good. Alright, so we're going to begin by lighting the torch. Oh, be a good idea to cut on the... Okay. See, there's a nice blue flame there. I don't know if you can make it out on the camera. We're going to heat it from the underside. Okay. Now we're going to apply our solder. Okay, so we're going to have to let that cool down. Would not be a good idea to touch your hand to that right now to see if it's holding. But you see a little bit of mist coming out of here, but yesterday it was like a sauna. So we'll let this cool down and see whether we actually have a good seal or not. And we'll step away for a moment and come back to it. Okay, so we're ready for the moment of truth here. Our spigot is still in place. That's a good sign. Everything appears to be normal there. Another good sign. It does have water pressure, folks. We cut the valve on and it's not shooting this thing out. There are no visible leaks. So, ready for the final test? Or as they say in the industry, the money shot. 3, 2, 1. Success. And there you have it. A job that would cost anywhere from $100 to $200, done for less than 20 bucks. Real simple. Anybody can do it. Anybody. Good luck.